Welcome to another class with me. So let's look at how to read music in a standard way. Let's not learn in isolation. As you are trying to play the piano, there are some music that your ears might not be able to pick, and they will be notated. So you need to know how to read music to a certain extent so that you won't be able to play it. So that is the limitation of the ears. Sometimes your ears cannot pick all the notes, so it has to be notated. So that is one of the key advantages of learning how to read music. To read music in a standard way, we use the staff. The staff is 5 lines and 4 spaces. 5 lines, these are the 5 lines, line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the spaces in between 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is what we call the treble clef, and this is the bass clef. Now when we put the two together, we call it the great or the grand staff. All the 88 keys on the piano, they are represented on these lines and spaces. Now, this is where we call the middle C. We call this place the middle C. It's the pivot point between the what? The two is like a link bridge between the two staff, between the low range and the high what? And the high range. So this is letter C here. We call it the middle C because it is the mid-range or the linking point between the bass and the treble clef. So this is the treble clef. You can see here, treble clef here, treble, and you have the bass clef. So let's name it. Let's know the letter names. So this is letter E, letter F on the space, letter G on the line, A. So it's about line, space, line, space. After letter A, we have letter B, we have letter C, we have letter D on the letter E, and letter F. Okay, so that is for the treble clef, and we have for the bass clef. Now don't forget, this is just an introduction. Then I will still dive in and explain each of them one by one. I'm putting it all together to just explain it to you first. And here we have letter G, letter A, letter B, letter C, letter D, letter E, letter F, letter G, and letter A. And the bass clef is called the grand staff. So while playing the piano, you will use the bass clef for your left hand notation, while you use treble clef for your right hand notation. I hope you get that. As time goes on, you will understand if you are just diving into this. So let's dive into the treble clef itself. The treble clef. Let's take the treble clef. This is the treble clef. So we have 5 lines and 4 spaces. Don't forget, 5 lines and 4 spaces. This is the treble clef again. On the treble clef, on the lines, we have letter E, G, B, D, and F. So this is line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, and line 5. So we are just trying to recognize the letter names of the lines only. Line 1, line 2, line 3, line 4, line 5. So therefore, we can say every good boy deserve what? Favor, right? Or Fanta. So don't forget, every good boy deserve Fanta or favor. That is the names of the letter names of the lines of the treble clef. But for the spaces, we have, after E, we have letter F, we have letter A, we have letter C, and we have letter E. So we can call it face. So these are the spaces, name of the spaces of the treble clef, F-A-C-E. So that is what we have. So let's put it all together. So don't forget again, for the letter names of the line is every good boy deserve Fanta. You might be asking, how does this work? As time goes on, we are going to be using the standard music notation. Then you will be able to know how to read music in the standard way. So let's put it all together again. So we have letter E on the line. Don't forget, every good boy deserves what? Favor, right? Then on the lines, on the spaces rather, we have letter F, letter A, letter C, letter E. Can you see? We've been able to cover all. So now I'm going to drop some exercises for you that you are going to answer to recognize the letter names. Now I want to give you an exercise. Identify the following letter names of the treble clef. So you can put your answers here on this line. So here is letter what? Can you remember? And can you tell us the letter name here? 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 If you remember, so this will be letter what? Every good boy. So this letter E, the answer here is letter E. Now face, F-A-C-E for the spaces. So in this, for the second space, the answer is letter A. So what is for the third line? Every good boy. So the answer here is B. What about here? Every good boy deserve. This is letter D. And for the fourth space, we have F-A-C-E. So the answer here is letter E. So I'll drop more of these exercises that you can practice. So let's look at the bass clef quickly. This is the bass clef. Bass clef. So we have letter G. A good boy deserve favor always. Can you see? Good boy deserve favor always. It's a little bit different from the treble clef. So let's have a demarcation like this. So let's look at the spaces. We now have all cows eat, letter E, eat grass. We now have an acronym that says all cows eat grass. So that's for the spaces. So this is one way you can use this acronym to remind yourself for this, to name the spaces of the treble of the bass clef. All cows eat grass. Why for the lines we have good boy deserve favor always, and for the spaces all cows eat grass. Now let's put them all together. So this is letter G, right? Good boy deserve favor always. Letter G, good boy deserve favor always. So then in the spaces we have all cows eat grass. Can you see? Let's have an exercise. Identify the letter names below on the bass clef. So for the bass clef, so you can put the answers here. All right, so Can you tell us the letter name here? 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 And can you tell us the letter name here? For the spaces, do you remember the acronym All Cows Eat Grass? So this is letter A. Grass, letter G. C. All cows C. This is letter C. So this is good boy deserve. This is letter D. Then we have good. So this is another letter G. So that is how to identify the letter names of the bass clef. Now it all begins with this. This is how you can start to read music, and we'll have more examples coming in the lessons to come. God bless you. I remain Adekunle Anifowose. See you in another class.